A year after the Emergencies Act was used to clear anti-vaccine mandate protesters from downtown Ottawa, Commissioner Paul Rouleau delivered his verdict on whether it was justified.
The very high threshold required for the invocation of the Act was met. Cabinet had reasonable grounds to believe that there existed a national emergency arising from threats to the security of Canada.
But Rouleau said he didn't reach that conclusion easily and acknowledged reasonable people could come to another one. The act gave police the power to compel tow trucks to move big rigs and freeze some protesters' bank accounts. In his report, Rouleau criticized how the whole protest was handled.
The response to the Freedom Convoy included a series of policing failures.
He chided Ottawa police for a lack of proper planning, no proper assessment of intelligence, fighting among themselves and other forces, and blamed Ontario's government for its lack of engagement in the crisis. The province says it did act, having earlier declared a provincial emergency. It also froze protester funds. Rouleau also took aim at the Prime Minister's decision to call some protesters a fringe minority, saying it likely inflamed the situation.
I wish I had said that differently. The fact is, there is a very small number of people in this country who deliberately spread misinformation and disinformation.
He also defended his government's decision to use the act.
We'd gotten to a place where there was no other choice to keep Canadians safe, we felt, than to do this.
But Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says this was an emergency the Prime Minister created.
I condemn anyone who behaves badly, breaks laws, or blockades critical infrastructure, while standing on the side of the hardworking people who have suffered so much under 8 years of Justin Trudeau and were desperately trying to have their voices heard against an insulting and divisive Prime Minister.
Rouleau's report includes 56 recommendations, some about intelligence sharing and how police respond to protests. The lawyer representing downtown residents and businesses says he hopes police forces have learned a lesson.
I don't think we've really gotten a good apology from the Ottawa Police to the people of Ottawa. I don't think they ever really owned their mistakes.
And Rafi, some of Rouleau's recommendations are about the Emergencies Act itself.
Yeah, for a more modern definition of a public order emergency and less ambivalence on what is a threat to national security. Rouleau goes on to say that he wants a future invocation of the Act to force the federal government to turn over any documents leading to that decision to a future commission. Now, none of these recommendations are enforceable, but today the Prime Minister said he commits to have a plan to tackle them within 6 months, Anita.
Rafi, thank you.
You're welcome.